Hey everyone, it's Othania here with Create Your Future. And today I'm going to be talking about twin flames. Um, okay, so this is going to be a really, really, really good one, I feel, and a really interesting video, putting the two and twos together, all the correlations together, and just having it all make sense. So let's talk about it. Twin flames. Let's get into it. So if you are someone who has watched the twin flame video or have been familiar with the terms, I guess, or ever looked into it, you know that there is a twin flame runner and a twin flame chaser, a divine masculine and a divine feminine, right? And usually, what happens is two people meet, they become aware of each other, or that person is now a part of your awareness. And once you meet, the activation happens. And at some point, there's going to be, how can I put it, a pinnacle of energy reached. And once that pinnacle is hit, then the two twins separate, and one twin becomes the chaser, and then the other twin becomes the runner. And that phase happens, which creates a push and pull energy until one of the twins um, starts to get into alignment within themselves, and it is called union energy. And then that union energy is also simultaneously happening in the other twin, because your twins and the same thing is happening at the same time, but just on opposite sides of the spectrum. And when you're coming into union, your twin is coming into union, and then it causes physical union in the 3D. Um, and a physical union, just a little extra tad bit more to add to it. The physical union isn't always solid unless the push energy has been fully balanced within one of the twins. Because if one is balanced, then the other is balanced, right? So that's basically the whole twin flame gist, right? And I'm gonna dive into a little really, really quick and be a little vulnerable here about my own little twin flame experiences, right? So, is a twin flame experience a thing? Is it real? Of course, yes, because anything that we believe and we accept within ourselves as something as true, then it has to become an experience some way, somehow, right? So it's true in the sense of if you believe in it, just like anything else. If you believe in anything, it'll be true. So yes, the twin flames experience can be true, right? Now, in my own experience, like I would date somebody and I would be like, oh, that's my twin flame, and then oh, that's my twin flame, and then supposedly you're only supposed to have one, right? So then that would mean that everyone else that I thought was a twin flame was a fake twin flame. And so yeah, that's how that goes. But there were people that I thought were my twin flame, and I'm telling you, like, if the signs were there that this person was my twin flame, that person would have been my twin flame, down to having the same numbers in our birthday. Like every single number was this a matching number, just in different places. Like it was down to a T, like that. So, and that person was not a twin flame. I'm not even really much into the twin flame thing anymore, like I used to be. But I do see that there are a lot of similarities when it comes to specifically and especially manifesting a love in your life, right? That person that you want to be with. So now I want to just get into how the twin flame journey is almost the same exact thing as being with or trying to manifest the love of your life. There are so many similarities, right? So I wrote down a little bit of notes to help me remember this time, because usually I don't write notes and I tell myself, all right, the next time I'm going to write notes. So the chase and runner dynamic. Well, before even that, right? The twin flames meet and soul activation occurs, right? In twin flame terms. And manifesting your love, your person, you two meet, that person is now in your awareness, right? And I guess that is the same thing as soul activation, because now once that person is in your awareness, and once you start growing feelings for this person, you start pushing out your energy onto them, and they start um acting out in certain ways, right? So that gets into the chaser and runner dynamic now. So the chaser and runner dynamic is the same thing basically as hot and cold behavior. When you're um, thinking favorably 1 minute about your person, and then the next minute you're thinking unfavorably about them, which causes hot and cold behavior in your 3D reality, which is kind of the same thing as a chaser runner and that push pull energy type of dynamic that goes on in a twin flame dynamic, right? You see where I'm going with this? So the push pull energy type of thing is the same thing as thinking fearful, envisioning fearful scenarios about your person, right? And when you do that, you're basically creating them to do that. In twin flame terms, it's the push and pull energy. And then let's talk about the union energy. Um, Union energy, from the best of my knowledge of what I understand about the twin flame journey, is that it happens when you start to feel your body become lighter and releasing that push energy, that resistance towards your person, that needs, that fear, it starts to dissipate. And it is the same feeling in manifesting your love, your person, when you start feeling like you don't need them anymore. The urgency, the desperation is, it decreases more and more and more every day. Every time you wake up, you went from feeling like something was totally missing to waking up and actually feeling okay being in your skin and feeling calm. So it's the same thing as union energy. Um, you know what I mean? So the twin flame journey is a lot like manifesting a specific person. Um, the only difference, right, if someone's like teaching about the twin flame journey, they probably would say is that you only have one twin flame. But, you know, the similarities when it comes to manifesting the love of your life is like you can't deny it. It's almost the same, just in different ways, just in different terms, right? So it's just like the same thing, basically. Um, the chaser runner, hot and cold. When you stop visioning your SP, your person, in ways you don't want to see them, once you stop seeing them doing bad things towards you, that stops. When the when a chaser twin flame stops chasing and starts to feel more whole, complete, and more balanced within themselves, then the one that's considered the runner makes a return. It's the same thing when you're feeling so desperate for your person, and then you're just like feeling blah about it. And then they come around when you don't want them anymore, right? Not saying like you don't want them anymore, but I did this because it's not really that you just really didn't want them anymore. It's just that you kind of like shifted into a more secure version of yourself. And then everything that has rejected you before, when you felt rejected within yourself, now has to want to come after you and want to get closer to you again. So I made this video because I just discovered a lot of correlations. And I feel like a lot of the times also, it's not that the twin flame journey itself is wrong, but a lot of people interpret certain things the wrong way. Like they feel that just because the journey says chaser and runner, that it's okay to be chasing after someone for 5 years and feeling like you're never going to get to union with your person. The explanation of the chaser and runner dynamic and the twin flame journey is basically to show you what happens when you're chasing outside of yourself. Love is going to run from you because it can only be magnetized from you, magnetized to you. You cannot chase love outside of you. And to magnetize it to you is to have good thoughts about yourself and love in general within. You have to radiate love. You cannot have fearful thoughts and think you're radiating love and think that your scenarios are going to reflect back to you the loving scenarios that you want deep down inside. So, you know, and another reason why I would say I made this video is just to take pressure off of a few things, give some confirmation, because when you're desperate, the way you process things also is desperate. And it's like being on that journey can just amplify your desperation. And if you're doing that, knowing what I know, coming from a manifestation standpoint, if you're doing that, then you're only creating more desperation to experience. So the twin flame journey is a lot like manifesting a specific person. It's here to show you that when you're chasing love outside of yourself, it's going to run from you. And the moral of both stories, whether you're in the twin flame journey or manifesting your specific person, the moral of both stories is that in order to have true commitment from someone, you must have the true commitment within yourself that has to radiate within yourself. For example, I had a really wonderful session with one of my clients earlier, and she was discussing what she was going to do for herself for Valentine's Day. And I could literally feel and see the love that she had for herself within. It wasn't talking about what a guy was going to do for her for Valentine's Day. She's going to do everything for herself that a guy should do for her for Valentine's Day. And when you come from that place, that standpoint, That's where you want to be. You want the love within you to feel like this is the love I wish I had from my person. The moral of the stories, of both stories, whether you're on a twin flame journey or or trying to get, manifest your person back or manifest just new love in, is that you must emit love from yourself. Yes, you can manifest a person in and you don't have to feel the best, your best. But if you want to keep them, wouldn't you want to be the best at some point? Isn't that the point of this all, is to shift and transform yourself? And another thing, I know I made this video about explaining the twin flame thing, but I have so many pointers that I'm thinking as I'm talking. I forgot I was gonna say. Maybe it's meant for me to say it in the next video, or maybe it'll come back to me by the time I end the video and I think about it. But the point is that if you're feeling anxiety within your body when it comes to a person that you want to be with, twin flame, whoever it is, the anxiety is a warning sign letting you know you need to switch this up. This is a warning sign that you're about, if you don't switch this up, something's going to happen. Like, and on airplanes, they get like those warning signals. Like, that's what the anxiety in your body is trying to tell you. Like, if you don't switch this up, you're going to end up in a reality that you don't want to be in. Something else I was reading the other day too, they was like, the anxiety and all those fearful thoughts is living in the end of rejection. It's like the wish fulfilled of rejection. You know, there's just not a wish fulfilled of the good things, because anything that you're constantly thinking about, your subconscious takes it as a wish. So if you're constantly thinking about being rejected and you're constantly having the anxieties, then you're living in the end of the wish fulfilled. When you feel calmness, peace, and you start elevating, you feel yourself feeling lighter and lighter, and elevating towards bliss and joy. Um, your body is calm, it's relaxed, and that's the wish fulfilled of living in the end of satisfaction. You know what I mean? And that's the point of it all. So that is basically what I wanted to just put out there today, is that if you're someone who's been on the twin flame journey, right? Because at the end of the day, it's still trying to manifest a person back. It's still trying to manifest that union that you want to experience of love, right? It's not, and then, so back to what I was saying. If you've been doing this for a while, it's for years, and you're like, I'm still not with my twin flame. I've been trying to, you know, be with them for years. I've been trying to stop chasing for years. Okay, so if you're still noticing that they're not around, then that's dominantly your awareness that they're not around. And you have to switch your awareness to what it would be like if they were around. But you have to, in order to successfully shift your awareness, you cannot get any cues from your 3D reality. Your 3D reality cannot shift if you're still looking for signs from it. Your source is working with you. Your source is another part of you, a physical part of you that works with you. So if you're still sneakily, looking at the 3D, your source is gonna, what's working with you is gonna know, and it's not gonna fully bring in what it is that you want. It might bring it in for a little bit, but it'll just like snatch it right back because you haven't fully sustained yourself dominantly in the new belief yet. You're still kind of in the old beliefs. Um, so yeah, moral of both stories is to get back to peace within yourself and know that you are the one. If we were wizards, I said this to my client earlier too. If we were wizards and Harry, like in like Hogwarts or something, and you're always like trying to get someone outside of you to feel powerful, you will be like one of the wackest wizards ever. You know, you don't want to be a whack wizard. You don't want to, and you'll be a whack wizard because you'll be one of the wizards that's always giving away their power. Like, even if you try to use your wand, no, nothing will come out of it because you gave your power away to the person you've been chasing all day. Like, you wouldn't have any inner strength to work with. You get what I mean? So those are like that's like the moral of the stories. Whether you, like I said, whether you're on a twin flame journey or manifesting a specific person in your life when it comes to like love and stuff like that. Um, Either way, the person is reflecting what you're thinking about them. If you're having negative, and it's not even just a lover, twin flame, or whatever you want to call it. It's people in general, what you're assuming about them that that's how they're playing out. But it's especially with the people that we love because they're in our awareness the strongest. We're really influencing them the most with our thoughts and bodily energy that we cultivate from those thoughts. So, yeah, moral of the story is be like my client. What she's going to do for herself this Valentine's Day. Shower yourself like you would shower your SP. Shower yourself like you would shower your twin flame. And that's another thing I told my client today. I was like, treat yourself like you're your specific person. Say, like, if you were someone who didn't want to wake up early and go to the gym, but then you want your specific person so bad, and then they finally call you after 2 months and was like, listen, if you want to get back together with me, we got to get up early and then go to the gym. You would like get up, you would work so fast and move so fast to do that and make sure that you're at the gym. Oh, make sure that you're at the gym with them. It's just like, okay, well, why you couldn't do that for yourself? If you told yourself, I want to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, why couldn't you have that same urgency to do for yourself? So when I say treat yourself like you're your twin flame, treat yourself like you're your specific person. When it comes to being obsessed with yourself, use that same urgency. Instead of going to check your person's page, instead of going to check whoever's page to go see what's going on, how about you go to your page and obsess and look at your pictures and look at how good you are? How about you do that? You know, it's stuff like that and changes like that that will make significant changes in your 3D reality because now you're giving up the energy, you're having thoughts that no, I'm obsessed with myself. And now if you're obsessed with yourself, the mirror is obsessed too. And the mirror is the 3D reality. And I mean obsessed in a good way. So, okay, you get what I mean? Treat yourself, have the same urgency for yourself like you would your person. Don't just do your hair when your person comes over. Don't just dress nice when you know you're going out on a date because you're giving your power to others and then in ways that you don't even know. You're giving your power away like that. Um, So yes, twin flame, third flame, fourth flame, specific person, family member, whoever it is. If you're not thinking favorably about yourself in relation to them, you are going to see your world reflect that in some way. And now to fix that, you do not look for them to make you feel good, right? The best foundation for anything in your life is to already feel okay with yourself. It's not to say like, oh, if I feel bad about myself, I can't manifest my person. Yeah, you can, but who really wants to do that? Because a person that's always feeling bad will manifest a person in, and they will constantly manifest them right back out, and will have to repeat that pattern until they learn that they have to dominantly start feeling better about themselves. So you can listen to those people all the time, but yeah, you don't have to feel great about yourself to manifest a person. Yeah, that is true. You will manifest them, but you will not keep them because you're still not understanding yet that the reason that you manifested them in the first place is because you have reached a level of self-love within yourself that was enough to reflect that. So, or you just had a good belief and assumption that you were going to have something with that person. So, yes, I intend that I have given you some key pointers. I intend that I have given you some aha moments. I intend that this video has just helped you in some way, honestly. And if you're ever in the need of coaching, ever in a need for a talk, I'm the one for you. And if you're ever curious about my availability and things like that, there's a link for that in the description box below. Also, Create Your Future does have a free course. And in that course, I can help you pinpoint your blocks, which will help you get rid of resistance, which will give you your manifestation. So, yes, this is never to also, I want to say, um, like discourage the twin flame journey. Um, Not at all, but it's just to show you that it's just to make you aware of what you're doing. You know, someone is running from you, right? And being distant with you, it's because they're showing you the same amount of basically distance you're running from yourself. There's something that is matching what you're doing from yourself, right? So if you're trying to constantly get love outside of yourself, then that's like the same amount that you're not giving yourself. I think I said that right. What you're trying to get from someone else is the same amount that you're not getting from someone else. So if you're feeling like um, someone is ignoring you, not talking to you, then that means that you're looking for them too much to fulfill something inside of you that only you can fill. And at the same time, you're not having favorable thoughts about the communication. So, in order to fuse the reality back together and make it make sense, your thoughts and your bodily energy should match. So, yeah, um, I hope that helps. And until next time, see you.